Hey everybody, yeah, I'm still around. Really, I've just been trying to think where should I go from here, and I think what I should do is back up the truck a little bit again. But okay, so I don't know. I got married to this girl from Pennsylvania. She's she was actually born in Hawaii, and she's Irish. But none of that matters. Anyway, we actually got married and didn't have any kids for 2 years. It was 2 years before we had our first kid. When we did, I put my guitars away because I thought I lived a pretty, I guess you might say, wild kind of rock and roll lifestyle, and I decided that if I had kids, I need to be a dad and not a fledgling semi rock star, or I don't know what you call it. Whatever I was, I decided if I had kids, I shouldn't be living that life. I should be living the life of a father, taking care of my family and being home. Where when I played music, I wasn't home all that much. And so what I did was put my guitar in the corner, let it start collecting dust, started being a father. And that lasted maybe 2 years. And actually, that wife of mine was the one that said, dude, you gotta get back on that guitar. Start rock and rolling again, because that's who you are, and you don't seem like who you are anymore. And I was changing. I didn't really want to do it, but I did it. I got that guitar, picked it back up, man, I enjoyed it. I loved it. That was my thing, man. And put a band together, and all we did was cover songs and stuff like that. And you know what? That's where the money is. I don't know about maybe Florida or California, maybe it's different. But in the Midwest here, the money is cover bands. Pretty much nobody really wants to hear your originals, no matter how good they are, unless you got some kind of way to drill it into them. And I had no way to do that. And actually, at one point, I'm also a math nut. I love math. And at one point, I figured out to the penny how much money I made being in a cover band, which was honestly, more than I ever made writing my own music. I've made money writing my own music, but I made more money playing cover songs. We did mainly classic rock. We did some country too, but whatever, we would pay attention to where we were going to play and see what was the most popular thing in that area, and then that's what we'd work on, something kind of geared towards what those people liked. But we always put some classic rock in with it, because I'm a classic rock nut. I love classic rock. So yeah, gotta have a little fun too. So what we made was $7.50 an hour. It was split evenly. That's what we all made. And that might sound laughable, but at that time, minimum wage was, I believe, $3.25. So we were making more than double minimum wage, which at that time it's hard to come up with a job that paid much more than minimum wage. So it worked real well. The only thing was, you only played a couple of nights a week, so you weren't going to make a whole paycheck. I mean, you know what I mean? You're not going to get 40 hours. When you put 40 hours in, oh yeah. And that was part of what we figured was how much time we spent practicing, driving. We rented some equipment like lighting. Lighting was all rented stuff. And I put all that into account. And even after all that, what seemed like wastefulness was done, we still made $7.50 an hour, which isn't that bad if you could only find a way to do it, more than 2 nights a week at best. Where around here, the Ohio, it's pretty hard to do gigs more than twice a week. At least it was for me in the bands I had. But it was a lot of fun, and we did it for quite a while. And why am I telling you that? Well, I don't know. Probably because everything I talk about somehow always revolves around music. Girls and music. But it's Sunday. Normally I wouldn't do a video today, but I did miss Friday, and I was out working Saturday. Oh, working hard. Oh yeah, doing my thing. So I figured it couldn't hurt to put a video up for Sunday. It's a short one, and it's a little backtrack. Let you know that after I got married, I went without playing for a couple of years, and then we got back into it, and we were just doing covers. And then after a few years of that, I was back into writing music again, which is kind of who I am. It's kind of what I do. I love to write my own music, and of course that doesn't pay near as well, but it's my passion. It's what I really like to do. And I didn't make a lot of money on it. Actually, it was after I was divorced and was at home here for a little while. I made $600 a month, which was an incredibly great amount of money for a songwriter. And that was in 2022, I believe. And it only lasted for a few months, and it was gone. Other than that, you make $1, $2, and I'm serious. I've had to take a bunch of little $1 and $2 earnings to my tax attorney and have him figure it all out, because it comes from all over the world. Most of the time, it's California and Germany where the money comes in, but it comes from all over the world. But it's crazy, and it's a tax nightmare. And that, I believe it was 2022, I made $600 a month. And after I got done paying taxes, I barely made anything. So I mean, this is writing music and recording it and publishing it. It's kind of like YouTube. It's a work of love. You don't do it because you're trying to get rich, because your chances of getting rich are just about as good as your chances of winning in the lottery. Maybe slightly better, but not by much. And it doesn't matter how good you are. I mean, if you know anything about playing guitar and stuff, you can tell there's a lot of people out there on the radio who can't play worth a darn, and they made it big. It's the performers that make the money, not the writers. And in many cases, the writing is done what we call ghost writing. Ghost writing would be like if I wrote a song, gave it to, I don't know, Alice Cooper. He could write down on the album that he did the song, even though I wrote it. Or just not say anything about who wrote the song, because ghostwriting, that's what ghostwriting is. You don't get credit for it. You do get royalties, but you don't get credit. So, I don't know. That's how the business works. It's kind of weird, but, and I'm sure there's going to be people argue with me, but, there are going to be people who really don't know. So, yeah, anyway, I hope you all had a great Saturday. Hope you have a good Sunday, the rest of what's left of it. And hope you have a great week. Man, we got to have a great week. Do it. Eat meat. And we'll see y'all later. Love yous.